every au pair wants a car. Let's talk about this Reddit comment or post that I saw. So this host family, this amazing host family, and I say amazing because they seem like such an amazing host family, said that they've been trying to match with an au pair for a while, but the problem is that every au pair they try and match with one cars. And so to break down, they live in an area where there's a lot of public transport. It is super close to the public transport place, number one. Number two, they give the au pair like a stipend, a weekly stipend. I think it's like 100 or 150 per week for Uber. And their kids don't need to be driven around. Like their kids for activities, they were like, they don't need to be driven around. They were saying that if they had to get a car, get insurance, get like all these things, they would pay more for just having an extra car because they don't even need an extra car. And they were saying if anything happens with a car, au pairs are only meant to pay $500 towards a car, which means they're gonna have to pay out of pocket, and the insurance is gonna be high because she's not in this country, and getting an actual car, the car payments. And so they just feel like it's cheaper if the au pair doesn't have the car. They give the au pair per week like $100, 100 to 150. It was a generous amount, I felt, for like per week. And on top of that, they live close to like transport, that whole thing. So if you're a host family and this is your situation, or if you're a future au pair, I want to talk about this because there are amazing au pairs out there that you can get. But if you're struggling to get an au pair, these could be a few factors. Number one, the type of agency you're going with. The pool could be definitely smaller depending on the agency. Meaning like the smaller the agency, the harder it is to get fussy things. And I feel like a lot of people who are becoming au pairs, all they hear is you're going to need a car because it's going to be hard to travel around. It's going to be hard to get around. No fam, you can get around, especially if you live in a place like DC and New York. You can get around without a car. In fact, in those places, you don't even want a car because it's a nightmare finding parking. And then it's also just always busy and traffic is annoying. And so I would say if you're a host family, when you write your letter up and when you interview au pairs, explain that in detail, because all they're doing is they're going based off what other people are telling them. Telling them, I promise you're not going to need it. The reason why we don't feel like an extra third car is because of this. And then also explain that, hey, in DC, most people don't actually have cars because there's a subway and like they Uber everywhere, and we're going to take into consideration because getting a third car specifically for their personal use, I genuinely understand, because it's not like the job requires them to have a third car. This is going to be solely for them. And then another thing I want to say is, like, as I said, is the pool, like the type of agency you with. That could also play a big part because like the smaller the agency, as I said, the limited it is to be a fussy not even fussy, the limited it is to the type of au pairs, versus like the bigger the agency, the more you have a bigger pool to work with. But I don't think that this, like, it's crazy that you haven't found, because like when I was looking at the criteria and everything you offer, it seems like you would have gotten an au pair by now, but it's weird. But anyway, I just wanted to react to this specific Reddit. Maybe, like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, if legit, I answered and I even said that I would actually consider being the au pair, because I wouldn't have to stress about having a driver's license in that state. I wouldn't have to stress about like parking space, so you won't have to pay for parking. And as they said, they give you Uber to drive. They're gonna give you like an allowance for Uber. Maybe Google in that state how much Uber is generally like to the closest mall and those things, and then consider, because maybe $100 or $150 may seem a little, but it could be much in those states, depending on the state. Some states are actually cheaper than other states. So if you're an au pair, take all those things into consideration. But if you are a host family and you're not offering a third car, and you're offering an Uber stipend that's reasonable, and you're offering things, or you have ways to get your au pair around, or your au pair to have like a social life, I don't think it should be hard. And I feel like maybe say that in the beginning, that however way, if you feel like we can renegotiate the Uber, just those type of things. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know, would you go to a host family that doesn't offer a car?